What's up, guys? I'm Randy. Now, if you're thinking of getting or you already just bought the Smith & West Bodyguard 2.0 and fresh out the box is really hard and stiff, just hold on. Before you run back to your FFL and try to sell it or trade it in or return it or whatever, I suggest you take a look at this video, follow the steps, give it a chance before you make any irrational decisions. Because I got this bad boy fresh out the box. It was extremely hard to rack the safety, the thumb safety on the side. Even putting in the mags, feeding the mags in there was a total nightmare. It was just really hard. Now, I don't have any problems with my hands, and I have a pretty strong grip, but even with that, it was just a hard time. Now, I suggest you watch the video and give it a chance, follow the steps, because this worked for me as well as countless others. I put out a video discussing the negatives, and that was the #1 thing that keep popping up, was how stiff it was. So just follow the program, follow what I did. Now, I don't work for Smith & West. I'm not a gunsmith or anything. I'm just a regular guy like you. I'm an electrician, and I just love the way it felt. I love the size of it. I loved everything about the gun, but it was just so damn stiff. So let me walk you through the process of what I did and what I told countless other people to do, and they had success. And my success story is proven fact because everything is all clear, by the way. You can do that now. The mags go in like that without a problem. Thumb safety is not a problem. So just follow my process and let me know. We're gonna go through step by step what I did and what I suggest you guys do. Then we'll come back with a final thought and whatnot. So let's get into it. Now here we go. I did leave the action open so that you can see there's nothing in the chamber. And there's no mag in there. The mag is off, and we'll put this on the side for now. We'll put that on the side, but I wanted to leave this open because this is the #1 rule. Make sure your gun is empty. Make sure there's nothing in there. If you got to put a finger in there, check that out. Okay, just make sure your gun is totally empty and there's no ammo in your workstation. Function test, all clean and clear. Now this is going to be your primary setup. This is what I use. You need your little workstation. What I like to do is put this rag down here. It just makes cleanup a little easy later on. All right, you're going to use that, and you have a spare one to work with. Now you could use a regular dry towel like I got. You could use rags. You could use emery cloth. You could get a microfiber cloth, whatever. Even an old cotton t-shirt that you don't wear anymore will suffice. You're going to need some patches, some cleaning patches, some cotton swabs, long ones, short ones, whatever you have. And we have some CLP. This is just regular CLP. You could use this, but what I like to do to break down the bacteria and the carbon and everything that's in there is SC14 gun cleaner. This stuff is really good. I find this works a lot better, and it's got a good smell to it. So shout out to my boy David and the rest of the guys in the 2A team for putting me onto that. Now, let's go through this. Your gun is clean. You make sure that's clean, and you're gonna rack it back, engage your slide lock, pull down your lever till it's all the way down there, close that, pull the trigger, and take off your slide like that. Okay, just make sure that if yours have a safety, the safety is down, or else it's not going to function properly. You're going to put this here on the side, take out your guide rod, put that here on the side, take out your barrel, put that there on the side, just like that. Now you have your key components all ready to go. Now you could use your CLP, you could use the SC14, whatever it is that you guys like to use, go ahead. What I want to do is spray the guide rod, spray the barrel, and spray your frame. Now, same thing here, same thing here. Let that stop right there, okay? You don't want too much getting inside of your firing pin channel, because what happens is when you rack it back and it's ready to go, that reclines back, and then when you press the trigger, it shoots forward, your firing pin comes out from there, and it engages the bullet. All right, it ignites the bullet, so you don't want a lot of chemicals inside of there. That's why I only sprayed here and sprayed there. Now, like I said, this is not a full clean or anything like that. Let's just pretend I got this fresh out of the box. You guys just picked it up and you got it fresh out of the box and everything's stiff. This is just the method that I'm gonna take to loosen it up, and it really helped me loosen up and break in the gun, and I think it will help you guys as well. So go ahead, spray the stuff, leave it for about 10-15 minutes, and then come back to it.
A few moments later.
All right, so about 10-15 minutes went by. Everything is working its way in. Everything already dissolved inside of there. Now, I like to go ahead with this brush. Now, this is a nylon brush, the nylon bristles. I don't like to use the copper one or anything like that, just because I don't want it scraping anything. Now, the purpose of us doing this is, I know it's a fresh, clean gun, and I know a lot of people do go ahead and clean their gun when they just get it. I'm not one of those people. I am not one of those people. I know a lot of people is gonna frown on that, but I'm just not one of those people. All right, but this particular gun, in certain cases, and I find like this one right here really needed this, because you're just wiping off the anti-seize and stuff that they have in the factory. Now, this gun is about 10 months old. I think it's 10 months old out on the market now. So it's not, you don't have a lot of shelf life. You don't have a lot of shelf life, but that's why they put the anti-seize, and a lot of guns been sitting there for a while. So this one you don't have to worry about. It's sitting there for a while. However, I find this really helpful. We're just gonna, now I've got a ton of rounds. I've got about almost 1,000 rounds through this gun, so you can see the wear and tear. It's not too dirty because I did clean it right before my last trip. However, it's still going to be a little dirty, and even yours fresh out from the factory is going to be a little dirty because they test fire these things before they put it out on the market. So you're going to get all that. So you're just going to rub this in there. Just send your brush through it just to clean up all of that gunk and break down whatever they use in the factory. Nothing too crazy. Now we come to this part. You get up in your slide. Get in the side here. Get all up in the side where your tracks are. Now, like I said, this is not a full clean video, or else you'll be going a little harder. But other than that, you just really want to wipe off whatever was sent from the factory. Now, yours shouldn't look like this, because if it's coming straight from the factory, it shouldn't have all that carbon buildup. Mine does, because I shoot a lot. Make sure you get in this area here where your track slides down. your barrel and wipe the outside here. If you want, you could skip this step right here. I'm doing it just because I want to, but you could skip this. Now, mind you, I like to send my cleaning brush all the way through and then all the way back, just because it stops the binding a little bit more. Turn it and pull it back out. I don't know if this will pick up, but there you go. Put that there on the side. Put that there on the side, and then give it another 5-10 minutes to dry. All right, 5-10 minutes went by. Everything is dried. Everything works its way in, and now it's time to lube this bad boy up. Now, like I said, I'm using regular CLP. You could use the same thing or whatever lubing compound that you have. You could use grease. You could use motor oil. Whatever you guys like using, use it. I'm gonna put a little bit here in the track, a little bit in the back, a little bit here, a little bit in the back, all throughout here. Just a little dab. Put some right there, put some right there, a little slither along there, a little slither inside of here. Then I like to get the cotton swab to just move it around a bit, just to move everything around a bit so it's not sitting there and it's nicely distributed throughout the entire slide. And don't worry about using too much lube on it, because a wet gun functions properly. It's a dry gun you got to worry about. You don't want a dry gun. All right, everything looks nice and wet, but you don't want to overdo it either. Then you move on down to the frame. Same thing, just put a little bit there, a little bit on all the metal parts, everything that's gonna, and make sure you get this feed ramp. Make sure you get the 2-part feed ramp. You get this feed ramp right there, because that is a season point. That's a locking point. Get some on your tracks. Get some inside of here. Get some there. Get some in your assembly there. And then just go ahead, use your cotton swab, and same thing. Just distribute all of your oil throughout. Just get this thing oiled up. All right, now that that's done, we'll come back to that in a little bit. Just get your barrel coated. Just one little slither along there, one slither along there. You can do this by hand. Just get that bad boy just lubed up. Put that on the side. Get your guide rod. I like to hit my guide rod a little bit. And again, do it by hand. Now, a lot of issues I've been hearing about is from the safety. The safety right here was extremely stiff, and so was mine. And this right here helped me. Just a little dab right there, right inside of there. And it is ambi, so you want to hit the other side as well. Then engage it and hit underneath. Hit underneath. Just a little bit of oil. Get your cotton swab and get that in. Another thing that really helps is use both fingers and engage it. Engage it up, engage it down. Engage it up, engage it down. You do that a little bit, but it's a lot better and easier with the slide on. So there goes that. Wipe off all of that off of your hand. And make sure you wear gloves, guys. Make sure you wear gloves. Protect your fingers from all these chemicals and all that stuff. The stuff that you're using, as well as the stuff that comes from the factory. All right, now that that's done, you put everything back together. Okay. Barrel goes in. Guide rod goes in. And I know this sometimes give a little issue, and a lot of people is fretting with it, but don't. If it don't go like that, you give it a little turn, find a sweet spot, turn a little bit more, and you'll get it. There she goes. Just keep turning it until you find a sweet spot where it goes in and it's flush. Then we go ahead. Make sure you was just messing with the safety. Make sure the safety is down. Make sure your takedown lever is all the way where it started, underneath. Engage your slide lock. Turn that so that it's in line like you originally had it. Now what I like to do is just oil up the outside a little bit. This helps from rust and corrosion and all that stuff. It just gives it a little shine, a little coating over it. And that's it. That's it. If it's too much of a shine or it's too much going on, grab your rag, get a clean spot, and wipe off all of that extra. All of that excess, you could just go ahead and wipe off and clean up. And then perform another function test. Your gun should be good to go. Now, back to this. Take a little dab and wipe it on down. Just take a little, nothing crazy. You don't have to go crazy. Just pass through a little bit, make it nice. And shiny and coated. However, how many mags you have, you could do that for. Take that same finger, put it inside of there. And that's it. Now that's that portion. Now the next step is very important. This step that we're going to go through right now is very important. Rack it back, engage your slide stop, then take it and put it in your safe. Leave it recline back like this for a week. If you have 2 weeks, go ahead, leave it like this in this position in your safe for a week or two. This compressing that slide like that, I find is very helpful to loosen it up. Very helpful. You do that for, like I said, a week, 2 weeks, then you come back to it, close this, load up your mag, and hit the range. shoot 100 to 150 rounds through this gun. That really marries everything together. All your internal parts really bond together that way, and it functions a lot better in my experience with it. That's what really helped. Give it a little clean, a little wipe off, shoot 150 rounds, then come back, clean off everything again, leave it recline for another week, and then this bad boy should be operating with no problem. Your safety is good. Everything should be good. Everything should be good. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think of my technique. Let me know if you tried it and you like it, if it worked, if it didn't work, if you love the gun, if you're sending it back, if you're selling it, whatever. Leave me some feedback because I use this technique and it worked. I told a couple people about it and they told me it worked for them as well. So let me know your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. So there you have it. Those are the steps that I took, and about 100 other people that I recommended did, and it worked to success. So you try it out and you let me know. Come back here, leave me some feedback. Let me know if you tried it, if it worked, if it didn't work, if you end up training it in or selling it or whatever the case is. But just let me know, because if you follow those steps, then you're supposed to be able to do that without a problem. The slide runs like butter. The mags going smooth. Even the thumb safety is operational without any issue. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this was helpful. If it was, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share with somebody else that you know, and just let me know. All right. So until next time, you guys stay blessed, stay safe, or be deadly. Peace out.